Good morning, students, and welcome to this topic, climatology. And if we want to look at climatology, the scope, the development of climatology, and how climatology came into being, the history of climatology. Welcome, and let us start. I'll be your teacher, Mr. Ojwang Edwin. And now let's look at the scope and development of climatology. So what is climatology? Climatology is derived from two Greek words, which is clima. Clima means inclination, and logos, which means the science of study. Therefore, climatology is a science that seeks to describe and explain the following three components. It explains the nature of climate. It explains why climate differs from place to place. It also explains how climate is related to other elements of the natural environment. Now, let us look at how some of the scientists refer to climatology. According to Critchfield, climatology is the science that seeks to describe and explain the nature of climate, how it differs from place to place, as well as how it is related to human activities. Another scientist is Austin Muller, and according to Austin Muller, climatology is that branch of science which discusses the average conditions of weather. The third one is Köppen and DeLange. The two climates say that climatology is a summary and a composition of weather conditions over a longer period of time. The fifth scientist was Thornweight, and according to him, he broadens the scope of climatology and suggests that it is the study of the atmosphere as well as the Earth's surface. And now the conceptual models aggregated the experiences, narratives, and navigational charts in order to construct theoretical descriptions of the dynamics of the atmosphere. And now Halley proposed an explanation of the trade winds by creating a conceptual model of two atmospheric cells formed by warm air masses at the surface of the equator that were lifted up and carry water and heat towards the poles. Later, Hadley elaborated on the implications of air masses circulating within a rotating Earth and conceptualized the concept. Now, foundation of the modern technology. So now we have the modern technology, and climatology. Climatology, the scope. That was so. Whatever we've just covered is the development. The scope, the history of climatology. Now let us look at the foundations of the modern technology. And now in 1720, when James Julian who was the first man to organize systematic weather data in 1702 in several locations, while in 1780, when the first meteorological society was founded, the Societas Meteorological Palatina in Germany. That was the first meteorological society. It collected weather information from several stations in Europe. During the 18th century, when climatology could be now clearly recognized as a science, the Western explorers had been to nearly all parts of the world, and navigators have collected several atmospheric as well as oceanic information. At that point, the next steps were focused on on the systematization of analysis and an eventual development of causal relations. And now, with the increasing popularity of the thermometer and barometer, which was invented in the mid-17th century, the weather observations also increased and public perception of climate became even more objective. And now let us look at the significance of climatology. What are some of the significance of climatology? Energy. Climate plays a part that is used. Climate plays a part in the use and development of both fossil fuels and the renewable energy sources. The use of fuels to generate energy is so climate related that the concept of heating and cooling degree today in the degree days is used by engineers to estimate energy demands. The potential an area has for the development of renewable source is directly related to the atmospheric conditions. Now, to evaluate the potential for the direct use of solar energy and wind power requires detailed knowledge of the climatic conditions that prevail. Now, food also, we have food. Food is the success of agriculture is determined by how well the farmers adopt their crops and activities to climate. And that's a significance of climate, which is very positive. Now we have water. Many human problems are related to excess or deficits of water, which is very true. For example, now we have the El Nino, excess water, bring about human problem. And now the applied climatology supplies important information on everything from the chances of flood occurring to the relative severity of the flood, as well as his concern with drought, includes the environmental degradation that can result when a location experiences slowing, increasing, and DC deteriorating. Health. Health is studies of the relationship between health, disease, mortality, and climate show some remarkable results. Now, climate influences the relative merits of a location as a health resort or as a tourist center. The effect of climates at high altitudes provides an apt example of the hazard. Now, industry and trade. Applied climatology serves a significant input in the industrial and trade sectors of an economy. For example, we have yeah, so that's the end of the class today. Meet you all next time.